Is it recording?
Now it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
T-Dog, take us away.
We've only been talking for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, well, hello there. My name is Les101. Your boy back at it again.
Lesson 101. Start recording.
Start recording. Yeah, so today we're doing a bit of a special Les podcast today. Cave edition. With us today is Tao.
I thought it was T-Dog.
T-Dog, yeah, T-Dog.
That's all the people on the streets call me.
Yeah.
Them streets.
Them streets.
Those streets almost got us.
Yeah. Big Ben. Ben 10.
Benzo Washington.
Benzo Washington.
In some
That's a new one. That's a nice new
Please,
one.
please call me.
And last but not least,
Please.
Dan.
pretty leastlish.
She's listening.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's great to have you guys here today.
Thanks, Les. Second time around.
Yeah.
Second time.
I've never heard these questions before.
It's good to
Yeah.
be here again.
Yeah, if you guys didn't notice, we actually started talking halfway through and realized that we didn't record, so yeah.
Don't lump us in
yeah,
with you.
no,
Realize
you're the one
you
who's
didn't
recording.
push record.
I didn't. hey, new to all this, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, this is the second time around. You're not new.
what is...
Hey-o!
Anyway, at least some things work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, gonna get started from the first question. How do you guys knew each other before the cave?
New? Is that was that meat or?
Like, how do you guys meet?
How do we meet?
And what was your life before the cave?
So, I was working at Vodafone,
Yeah.
and I went overseas for like 6 months and came back, and I got put at this store. And I immediately got put to work with this gentleman, Dave. Were you the assistant manager?
I came in there was my first ASM
Yeah, his
gig.
first-
My
first
first
time.
assistant manager
And he
gig.
was just throwing his weight around like, you do this. You do
That was a
that.
fat
I was
joke.
Yeah.
He was throwing his weight around.
Wait a
Like,
minute.
"Ha!" And I was like, fuck this guy. This guy's a dick. And then like, the end of day one,
Yeah.
we're like,
We're just
friends.
friends. to the
We'll
end.
work together for
After 10 pints or so.
No,
No,
it was
just working
just
together.
You can't
working
drink
a
at
day.
work.
A day of work,
don't
we were
know
like,
this.
oh, well, we actually like each other. And
Yeah.
so then it was a quest to work together. We worked together for maybe another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had to move to another store. And then every time, like, he was the ASM and I'd be put into ASM, like to assistant manager.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, it's never going to happen. And he was a manager and I was like, oh, I can be your assistant manager. And I was a manager and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the meanwhile, Toe was downstairs in the
Yeah.
dealership.
In the dealership. Going, yes. Don't
We all work
together.
for Vodafone.
Yeah, we all worked for Vodafone.
Yeah, that's really it. I didn't actually know that part because because I think it's always really nice when like the first time you meet somebody, you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking dick. And
I don't know about you.
and
I don't
wait.
think that when I meet you.
But then you realize like how actually good they are and like how good, and you go like, actually, you're not bad at all. You're actually really nice and really. And I think it goes back to the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, which is really nice. Well, I didn't mean to have
Saying
it.
that I look ugly, so therefore Ben shouldn't have been my friend. But then he found out that it was okay.
Because he's not ugly on the inside.
The point I'm trying to make is the point
No,
I'm
I'm
trying
with
to
you.
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really interesting in the sense. I say interesting a lot, but you know. So what were the key moments that led you to opening up the cave?
Okay.
I think all of us were.
It was September 22nd, by the way, for the record.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
How do you know this?
Because that's the cave's true birthday.
I mean, kind of. There's a lot of. He had at least 3 birthdays.
Yes, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Photo day?
I think
Yes.
the point
Yeah,
was that
that's-
we,
Yeah, glasses.
all of us.
Just a weird-
I really wanted to make this thing happen, and Ben and Toe made it obvious to me that it was doable, even though I was scared to do it.
Yeah, it took us about a good 3 months of serious talking to realise that it was doable.
Yeah.
Dave's a very trusting person, by the way. He had known me for 6 before he decided to get in business with me.
Yeah.
And 3 of those 6 months have been us talking about
About the business. So I was like, Toe seems good.
I mean, I got this guy working with me. I think he's going to be really good. His name's Toe, and I was like, all right, cool. How long you known him for? And you're like, 3 months.
Ben had never met Toe
Sounds
before
legit.
That's right.
that. You guys never met each other until...
We just trusted Dave.
Yeah.
Dave knows what he's doing.
No, but it's good that it worked out because I obviously hear all these kind of stories about that kind of shit and it goes like downhill. But like, it's lucky that you guys trusted each other very well. You know.
It's very different to the original vision we had when we first opened.
Yeah.
Super different, but I think it's different for good reasons, and it's different because we've kind of evolved the business to be what it needs to be to make it work and be viable.
And I don't think that evolving is ever going to change. I reckon at some point it's likely to cycle back around to
Just
what
be
it is
what
we
we
wanted
wanted,
to do once
Yeah.
we've been around for long enough to do it. But we just try to stick with what works.
I guess that's the thing, that every iteration of the cave gets closer to what we originally wanted.
Yeah.
But then as we get closer to what we originally wanted, something else has to morph and change a
We
bit.
realise that some of it doesn't work because of this and that and the other, and it's just a matter of finding how to fit our dream into the box. It works.
Or drive it or drift it in like an
Yeah.
initial
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Initial dig.
So in saying that, well, that pretty much bypasses the second question.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Too much information.
Too much information. God, you're telling me all your spicy secrets, boys.
But that's important to us that we don't ever keep anything from anybody.
Yeah.
Someone could come and ask me how it's going, and I will tell them from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Business-wise, we don't think that there's any reason to keep that kind of stuff.
Because actually, the transparency is just so important now these days. Because like, there's so many people that are just like they just smile, they put on a mask, and it's not quite there. And like, I think that's I can't say it right. Because like I remember basically when I was just selling tickets for charity and stuff. You know, what I mean, I used to lie a bit, and then I realized there's no point lying, and sometimes I just basically just told a blunt truth, and they were like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think people respect.
It's not even that. Just why do something when you got something to hide? Like, what do you have to hide?
Yeah.
It's just
If you just don't hide anything, you're transparent, like you said.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like, you don't have to lie, and you can be honest about what you're about.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming before you guys started the cave, you guys had some prior experiences in running a business. Is that correct?
Not me. I've worked in a business run by family, but I haven't run my own business.
And I worked for myself as a sole trader from when I was 16 to like 21. So
It's work in the corner.
work in the corner.
Yeah.
I wear my ass.
He traded his soul,
Sold for money. Sold for money.
including his ass.
It's like anything through a hose.
The soul of your ass.
Yeah, so, assholes.
Assholes.
So I had a bit of experience in, I guess, being my own boss, if that makes sense, but not running a business.
Yeah.
My family, we owned an internet cafe when I was younger. And, we found that internet cafe on eBay.
That's amazing.
Somebody was on eBay trying to sell it, and we bought it.
Yeah, I
Who
didn't know.
looks for internet cafes on eBay?
It's not Kieran. Kieran was the one who's like, look at this. And I was like, oh.
It's really
Is
funny.
it to purchase? Yeah.
It's really funny. You can find all kinds of things on eBay. Like you can find houses.
To my soul
I
is
think
funny,
that the
yeah.
guy was very desperate. It was in Bondi Junction, just above the train station, next to a McDonald's, and underneath about 300 apartments.
Oh.
And all of those apartments did not have internet at the time.
Oh.
And
At the time.
so correct. At the time is the important part. And so we went in there, we sat in there, we watched the business work for about a month, and we were like, cool, this seems perfectly fine. And so we bought the business about 6 months after that, they got internet in the building, and it just went downhill from there. So the first 6 months were probably fine, and we really pushed through, but then it started to falter, and I think part of that is really to do with the lack of focus on games. It was just an internet cafe, and not a gaming store.
And this experience, mind you, was one of the kind of driving factors that made Dave not want to do this business, which was very good, because it then made us really, really need to make sure this business was airtight to bring it online.
As cave style airtight as you can.
So airtight, but
Airtight, but airtight. The leaking just looks like an airtight wall.
that's a low-going leak.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see
Yeah,
here.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, so in saying that, you guys knew what kind of risks you were taking, and you try to, let me guess, you try to minimize the risks as much as possible.
It's almost like we told you that before. There should be a bell every time we mention it.
I think I could read minds, you know.
I think we came at it from a point of view where we all took out very small amounts of money rather than taking out one large business loan. And there was multiples of us, which meant that we all took on an equal, smaller risk. Then one large risk, which generally a lot of businesses do, and it takes a long time to pay back.
We tried to take one large risk, but the bank said no way.
The bank's like, no.
I can just imagine you guys at the bank, you're like, yeah, it's going to be awesome and everything, and the bank is just like...
No, we didn't even get there.
We didn't even get that far. We got pre-decline. Definitely
That's
not.
just so insulting. So, like, in saying that, what were some of the ways that you got around with spending big? Like, how did you
The streets.
the salary?
The streets. Most of our furniture came from the street.
Literally from the street.
Physically picked up and brought in, slightly cleaned,
By Adam.
put on the floor, and we used that as our furniture. Almost all our couches came from the streets. And I think we just tried to minimize what we can, whatever was just enough to work and what was going to get us by, rather than being like, let's invest $1,000 in this couch so that it's the best couch, so that it's the most comfortable couch and whatever.
Yeah.
We also bought our initial sets. So we spent some money on computer chairs and that, and then after that, when it came to replacing them, we were on Gumtree, looking for free furniture or super cheap that would fit the bill. It weren't too bad, but were those ones free?
No, they were cheap.
$45 for all of them.
Yeah, $45 for 12 chairs.
Some of those gaming chairs can be just stupidly ridiculous. Because when me and Raniel were looking through through some, the Capital City, next to the theater and everything. There's all these computer places. They'll say
That's where most of that stuff comes from.
Okay. Yeah. Another juicy secret. Nice.
They don't know that it comes from there, but we steal it.
Basically, we were looking at gaming chairs and some of them 200, and we're like,
those are the cheap ones.
Entry-level chairs about $200.
There is that company at the moment, Secret Lab, which they're like $600. It seems like it's a real comfy chair, but
It's more expensive than a racing seat.
That's exactly right.
For a car.
An unbelievable price.
Yeah, it's just I can imagine spending all money on the one chair. It's just you have all the computers, no chairs. Just the one chair.
Everybody shares.
Share
You kneel and then you get 15 minutes on the chair.
Just cycle around everyone.
I remember it was carpet in the first place. We had to put down those plastic mats, remember, to roll the chairs on. And every day it would just be a struggle to put them fucking back.
Shimmy the mat back.
Oh, God.
And then between that, paint on the floor and someone burning a hole in the carpet. This was the worst. But it had aircon.
It had industrial aircon.
Yeah, it was so good.
And Windows
It was so strong that you would play Magic on the table and your card would blow away. Like, oh shit! Do you remember that? You couldn't play board games in certain spots because the pieces would fly.
Oh, so I guess that leads me into the next question. Looking back at the two previous places that you guys were at, how was it like, and how did it compare to the place you have now?
I mean, the first place was just real small.
Yeah, it was tiny.
It was beautiful. Like, it was nice. Looked great.
Looked really nice. We did spruce it up a little bit. So we had friends come in, big friends of Ben's come in and do art on the walls, which like ended up looking really good.
I saw some of those artworks, and well, no, I didn't see the art. Well, I've seen
photos.
Photos, and like they were really like I did.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. We didn't really know exactly how far we wanted to take it that first time, I think.
Yeah.
So we just kind of were like, yeah, let's just put something on the wall so it's not so blank. And I thought it looked alright. And
it did. It looked good. Like by the end of it, like that place looked really good, but it was tiny.
Yeah, so we had people just sitting on the floor playing games.
So how tiny was it anyway?
If you just this basically
What the?
from there to here,
width,
and then a small room. Like that private room in the back.
For our listeners, it was 120 meters squared.
Yeah,
for those of you playing at home.
Yeah, it was about 120.
Imagine if they just get out like the ruler and start like measuring.
It was 110 meters squared. Yeah. That includes the bathroom.
And a really bad lift.
Yeah.
It was the death lift. It broke down and we had to use the fire escape as our entry.
The only way in to the front door was an elevator.
Jeez.
And so if the elevator broke down, which it did every couple of months, every month or two, you had to come up. We had to like have a sign on the elevator, walk them through the fire escape up into the store. It was the worst.
Lucky our customers were forgiving.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, very much so. Even to walk over a dead pigeon holding the door open.
Yeah.
What? There was a dead pigeon?
Oh man,
The saga.
the saga of the dead pigeon. Me and Ben came in one day to the fire escape because the elevator didn't work, and it had the door was open. The back door was open to the place, and we were like, "Oh, that's weird."
Strange.
And Ben, we looked down at the floor, and Ben's like, "Oh, there's a dead pigeon."
Chocking it open.
Like chocking the door open. Like its neck was under the door, and it was like
wedged
under the door. Like somebody slammed the door open, I suppose, and the pigeon just underneath.
And they just left it.
And they left it there. It was. And
I bet you the guy was just like, oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah.
I better get out.
We left it there for like 2 days because we figured that someone was going to come and fix it.
Obviously they didn't.
They did not, and then it just started to smell so bad. And so Ben and I walked out, and I held the door back to like relieve the pressure off the pigeon. Ben kicked
No, I didn't. I used that wooden board.
Oh yeah, there was a wooden board, and I like cricket batted it out, and it bounced.
It rolled and
down the
bounced.
street.
Like,
And as soon as it settled, then it just went flat, 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 and like deflated with like death gas.
and then the next, like 2 days later, we come in. There's another fucking dead pigeon.
Dead pigeons
inside.
Oh man.
I think that the pigeons were suicidal.
No, I think that there was just a serial killer in that fucking alley. Hobos just breaking the necks of pigeons.
Drinking their insides.
So yeah, it was good, but it had its problems, and I think for all of us, it came to a point where we just said it was too small.
Yeah, we were maxing out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We signed a 1-year lease, and we were open for 9 of those months because it took us 3 months to get set up. So we were open for 9 months, and then we moved. Then Ben found probably the best thing and the worst thing that ever happened.
So it was like sprawling in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the place I remembered have the most fondest memories. Because like,
I mean, it's the place we were at the longest, right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 3 years. So it was.
It's great space. It had horrible problems, which we didn't know about until
and we
they
couldn't
fell
have
through the floor.
we went there day one. We had the thing, and I walked and I fell into the floor
because it's termite ridden.
And I know I'm a big guy, but I feel like
you're not that big, so
I'm not that big.
No.
I think anything with termite problems is probably a bit of an issue.
We pulled up the MDF boards that were covering just a giant whole staircase in the floor, and that was a mission to get them to fix that. And
Yeah,
then the roof was leaking and windows broke. And all.
Which is funny because we're the second floor on 3 floors.
Yeah.
But I think, for all its problems, it was definitely the place that shaped
What we're doing.
the way that we do it, which it was a very big space, and it helped us see how it was going to work. And it also shaped that look that I think most people associate with the cave now, which is that
the
full-on streets look and the graffiti look, which we really enjoyed. So that time around, we went all out. Like, we came in with a plan to just cover the walls, top to bottom, with graffiti.
We went a little overboard.
We went overboard,
but I think it actually works for the place. It definitely works for the place, because like if you had it all slick and spanny and their stuff, it would alienate a lot of people. I guess.
Never looked spick and span, but yes.
I mean,
sometimes the floor would just come up off itself.
Yeah, because like some internet cafes I remember there was Wagyu.
Yeah. Wagyu.
It literally looks like an Apple store.
Yeah,
it's just like it's polished and everything, and it's just like it feels really fucking scary.
Well, I mean, I think we all had that same sentence when we moved into that second place, which was that it should be my living room but better, my bedroom but better. Do you know what I mean? Bedroom's wrong. It's living room but better, because sex happens in the bedroom, and that doesn't happen in the cave. But yeah, your living room but better, and so like that, it was supposed to be more homely, I suppose, than anything else. And have everything that you would still do in your living room, but have the benefit of being a store at the same time.
I guess that's where this place is a bit different. Is this place is a bit more clinical, if that makes sense. But I think it only feels that way because we don't have the walls done yet. As soon as the walls get painted, it should give a bit
maybe
more
just
life back.
put a dead pigeon around.
That always works.
Nah.
Toe says no.
Two vetoes.
There's I feel that we've learnt so much in the last 4 years that has really, really changed the way we do things and the way we approach things. So a little bit more professional behind it, because we just know what doesn't work. So every time we do this again, this is the third
cave.
Third cave.
And for the record, third cave in 4 years, just the worst business decisions possible, because moving all the time is a terrible idea. But continue.
You learn. We learn how to better run with our space, what our customers are doing, where our customers are, which is one of the reasons for the move to Ashfield. And just what we can actually do with them, and how better to do business as proper business people instead of enthusiasts, which was what we originally were, and now we can somewhat call ourselves business people.
So basically that leads into my next question is, with your regular people coming into the cave week in, week out, what do you think that they get out of your gaming store than other gaming stores would offer?
Hopefully, it's not really corny, but like a safe space, right?
Yeah.
Like a place they can go to just do them and be comfortable doing them.
Watch me do me.
Watch me do me. That's what I like to do with Dave.
I think the point was, and I think it touches on what we were just talking about before, where it was supposed to be your living room but better, it became a community centre, which is what we try to label it as now, which is more of a place where everybody's welcome all the time. You leave everything else at the door and you come in here to play games and have a safe place to sit and hang out.
Sometimes it's really hard.
You told me about that, guys. Like obviously, like the regulars always know. Like obviously, we'll try and do everything to help to keep float and everything, and like but like it's one of those things that like because personally I think that what you guys are doing, there's not many places that doing what you guys are doing.
Well, the biggest difference. Oh well, I think the biggest difference is that we give a shit about the people that come in our doors. Like one of the biggest things that I would say that people get here that I don't get anywhere else are the guys behind the counter. You'll see that in like comments on Facebook, or like we're relatively personable in most of the things that happen here. Like we have a hand in it, or we're willing to kind of talk to someone in and around what they enjoy in gaming, versus if you might go to another store, it's a store. You buy something there, you leave.
Yeah. That's most. I don't want to name names, but that's with most stores. That's just like, are you gonna buy something? Are you gonna buy something? If not, get the fuck out.
I mean, it's not even just that. It just feels like they're treating you that way, even if they're not specifically saying the words. It feels like you're put in a situation where they're only there to talk to you if you're purchasing something. If you're not purchasing something, I'm going to talk to somebody else.
Yeah,
and you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
There's plenty of ways to do that without words.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, it seems to happen a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's I guess it's for me, the mentality of when you go to like, a corner shop versus when you go to a small bar, right? You go to a small bar, you sit at the bar, you talk to the bartender, they have a chat with you, they entertain you, and that's kind of what we try to do here. We try to entertain and keep people informed and involved, and then what we have always tried to do is get people involved with us and then push them over to be involved with other customers, so that we start to see those friendships kind of start to grow, and then people toddle off themselves and they end up doing their own thing, which is great, and we kind of get phased out then, and so then we're free to move on to the next person.
I think that's very important, because like, for starters, when I was going to the cave for the first time, I had no idea you guys existed. I only got told, like, God bless Joel, because like I sometimes I give him a little bit too much shit in EDH, but without him, I wouldn't have known you guys. I wouldn't have known like my friends like Raniel. I'm not sure you guys know Raniel, right? Yeah, sure. Like, I wouldn't have known him if I wasn't at the cave, and I definitely wouldn't have known Jimmy either, and I wouldn't have known you guys. You know what I mean? And like before all of the whole cave thing and everything, I was just your average like guy, just buying a
rare hunting, Leslie.
Rare hunting.
You walk through the door, you're like, I'm hunting rares.
Yep, I remember the first day I met you.
Like
you came over and you said exactly that. Like, I'm a rare hunter. I'm like, okay, well, what kind of rares? And like, I look for really like rare magic cards. And then you showed me your folder, which was blue upper deck one, which I remember very, very
I still have it today.
Yep, and then you went through all your cards and you told me when you got them. I remember the card that I got off you, which I still have to this very day, which is Wrath of God.
Yeah, the foil promo one. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, not saying that rare hunting is not bad. It's really.
I never heard the phrase until you said it to me, though. That's, I think, more what it is. It's something that you came up with yourself and just took it upon yourself to be that, which I thought was cool. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it's like, I also remember some of the times when I just called up the cave and was just like, oh yeah, it's like I just pretty much like pre-order. I think I was one time.
I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, that was really fun.
Remember when we had your mother call?
I remember that. I remember that, Leslie. Good times.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because she asked me today.
She called today.
No, she asked me. It's like, oh, does Dave remember all the like? What does he say? What does Dave say about your mother calling? Me calling the cave and stuff.
That's usually Leslie, your mother's calling. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Here's the phone, your mother's on it.
Yeah.
Like, pick up your phone because your mother's calling.
That's that was a lot of good times. So in saying that, since the 4 years that you guys been open, what do you think has changed the most?
Just the whole concept.
What we started with to what we had now.
I'll tell you what it was supposed to be. What it was supposed to be when we first opened, Leslie, was going to be something akin to a gym membership, where you pay a monthly or a half year or a yearly fee to come in and use the equipment that we have.
The naivety.
Yeah, and then goes from there. And obviously, you can still purchase stuff yourself, the retail section, blah 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 blah. I think it took about 3 weeks, and that got changed. We got rented out. We got rented out
3 days.
Yeah, we got rented out by Sydney Roleplay Association, and we had the place. There was the first cave was absolutely packed. People couldn't walk through, and all of the people at the very end of it, they were all like, "We really, really like this place, except we don't want to pay money to come and play a roleplay game." And like, it was just that immediate, that light switch in our heads. You're like, "Yeah, why the fuck would you pay?"
And Magic plays, and we're not going
Magic
to pay $12
plays.
to come here.
Yeah, to come and play Magic. So, and I think from that point, it's just changed to being what it is now, which is just you pay for the computers. It's just an internet cafe tacked on with everything else, right?
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest thing that's changed.
I think that's actually probably one of the reasons why you guys had the best reputation.
Reputation, yeah.
Yeah, reputation. That,
Repetition?
Yeah, I'm going.
And we did that before.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh shit, is that recording? Oh,
Yeah, so like it's because like it especially like if you guys didn't have that, then you wouldn't have the atmosphere, and if you didn't have the atmosphere, then like
we'd be no different to other places.
Well, yeah, to other places.
Don't say it, Les.
Just caught him. Just caught him.
Yeah, because like I took my my older brother and my and his girlfriend, and they thought the place was going to be like all the other game stores and all the other internet cafes. And when they got here, I think I met
your brother.
Yeah, I met my brother. They were just gobsmacked. They were just like, no wonder Leslie, no wonder my brother spends all his time here. No wonder this and that, you know what I mean? Which is really awesome.
Yeah, I point back to the fact you come, like, unlike a lot of people, a lot of the friendships I maintain now are people I've all met through the cave. But at the same time, I think that's a lot of what we do. So we're personable, we care, and realistically care. Like, obviously we're running a business, but a lot of what we do is because we do enjoy doing it. You can see that when you come in. Like, you're having an interview with 3 of us. Us, not the business. You're talking to us as people and why we do what we do. And it's mainly because of what we've been through and how we know what we do, and we enjoy what we do when we're in the business. So.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be doing podcasting if I didn't like it. Like, fuck that. But
you're barely podcasting now, Leslie.
Yeah. But yeah. Like I basically I did it because like I was like hell yeah. Well, look, the main thing is that it goes back to the saying is like doing what you love the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like if you don't have the passion behind it, you might as well just do
Yeah, Ben likes doing Dave.
I do.
There's no passion there though.
Just rage.
Just anger.
Cheers.
Anger and colours.
Tears and colours.
I think that you said something before that, which is spot on, and to the point of you can come to the cave by yourself and still have a good time rather than walking into another game store. And I remember when I was really, really young, and I used to play a lot of Games Workshop games, and I hated going there sometimes because if I didn't know anybody else that was there, I would just end up sitting there waiting for friends to turn up.
Yeah.
And that really isn't a good feeling, and it doesn't feel very, very welcoming when you're doing something
Or
like that.
someone asks you to play, and you're like, sweet, I'm gonna take my 4 miniatures, I'm gonna play it, and they beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, and then
that's
And
usually
they
the
laugh in
worst.
your face as they pick up their miniatures and go, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's
they break my knees on the way out.
That's one of the.
We bastard losing a World War. But a good fun.
That's also one of the things I also like about your place is that it's not super competitive. Like unlike other game stores.
It can be for certain things, and at
certain
the right time, that's the point.
We try to pride ourselves on being a beginner store
Yeah.
that has the ability to move into
like
kind of very advanced territory. With
yeah,
games.
yeah. Like obviously, when a P, if you have a P like a Pro Tour quality.
A P?
PPTQ.
Yeah.
If you just P.
If you want to
I
be
will beat you, Tom.
cross streams.
Like, and the good thing about our business that I've found is we do have players of various games that are bullshit good, but they are very much also the players who are very happy to sit down with beginners and teach them the game.
Yeah,
Which is the
exactly.
attitude we want. We don't want people coming in trouncing all over people because
And being
they're-
douchebags.
Yeah.
And most people we get in tend to be the kind of people that could definitely fuck your day up, but take the time to sit down with you and have a game.
Well, actually, one of the most hard, like one of the things that actually really pulled one of my heartstrings, like in a good way, was when I think there was Jack was there and Josh was there, and like there was like kids, like probably no bigger than like probably 12 or under 12 and stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, we want to do an F&M and everything, and then like
It was me and Josh.
yeah, you Josh,
Yeah, me and Josh.
and like the rest of the crew was just like, yeah, let's do this. Like, let's like teach them, and that you actually sat down, you actually talk, you were like here, and like helping them out, like, and that was just like I was like, my man.
But I think part of that as well is to. We did this when we were managers at Vodafone, and we do this now, which is that it doesn't matter who's telling us how to do something, we're going to do it the way that we feel is the right way to do it. And I mean, like, to the degree where there's a lot of other game stores that will have a much higher fee for their competitions, whatever it is. Let's say F&M as an example, and it just doesn't need it because it's unnecessary. And Wizards of the Coast themselves haven't really said anything, to stop the other stores from doing that, which I don't think is a great environment. Whereas we came in, just said, no, let's just do it. If this thing is free, Wizards of the Coast gives us something for free. It's free to give out. Like, I'm not charging people to
wait. So basically, good. You're saying that some game stores actually, thank you. You're saying that some game stores charge.
Look, I'm not talking about what their business practices are. I'm just saying in general, like that's what we try to do. If the one that comes to my mind all the time is the Christmas promo that comes every year. A lot of other stores run a very, very costly competition to join to win that promo, whereas we just run a game and like here the winner gets the card and it's free because they gave it to us for free. So it's not our place to charge somebody for something that doesn't cost
And
money.
I think a lot of the time with things like these kind of promos, for the average customer, they're real special and they're real, rare and cool. And then for the store side of things, when you see it from our side, we've got 60 of them behind the counter. So they're not as special and as super costly for us.
Yeah.
But they are for someone else. So if we can give that to someone to make their day, then why not do it?
It's about experience.
Yeah,
It's have the right experience.
Yeah. So in leading into that, what would have to be your most memorable moment and why? From the cave.
So many.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got one.
You first then.
I'll go first. Most memorable moment is walking into my business, Leslie, and the entire back section was closed. And there was about 5 naked strippers in the back, rolling around on the floor.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
walked in,
one.
I was like,
Wasn't there for that day?
guys,
Yeah.
what's going on?
That was a good day.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Okay. Let me phrase this correctly. We did an event for someone who is in the porn industry and a comedian. They came together, did this event that was raising money for an amazing organization called Special Effect. And Special Effect make specialized equipment for kids with disabilities so that they can play games.
That's
basically.
It's really cool.
It's an awesome cause. Anyway, this porn star and this comedian got together they ran this event at the cave. We did it.
Oh wait, was I there?
Probably.
So it was open to the
24
public.
hours
Yeah, it was open to the public. So a lot of people came through and saw it, whatever. It was good, they raised a bunch of money, went to special effect, everything was great. I think about 2 months after that, I got a call from the porn star girl again. Yeah. And the place that they had booked for a photo shoot fell through. And so they wanted to use our spot. They wanted to use the cave. And I was like,
what kind of photo shoot are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. I had to clarify exactly what it is we were doing, etc., etc. I then heard from the guy who was taking the photos, and that is also something that I knew through some other cosplay friends that I know and a bunch of other things, and he'd already shot stuff at the cave. So it was portion of him saying, let's go do it at the cave, and them saying, we've already done it at the cave. So everybody knew about it, and so it just kind of fell together to be the Nerd Cave. Anyway, it was not...
For the record, it was not porn.
Yeah, it was not porn. They were taking shots, but they were topless. And we were closed, and Ben came in about halfway through, I think, the photo shoot, and saw what it is that he saw, and I was like, hello, Ben. I forgot to mention.
I didn't know it was happening.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I was like, why is the door closed? Why is it locked? I opened the door. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Was definitely a day to remember.
What's he doing?
Just run another business on the side.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes.
Every Thursday night we close for porn.
Yeah.
That was my most memorable moment. It was pretty fun.
I think for me, it's probably the first day we were open.
I was going to say,
apart from that. But then outside of that, it's just every birthday party that we've had. Because every time we have one of the birthdays, it feels very validating to know that we've had such an effect on so many people's lives. Yeah. That's what gets me. I don't think it's a specific moment exactly, but like just every time we have one of the birthdays, and I can feel that love coming back.
Yeah, I feel the same for every opening we have as well.
Yeah.
I know we've only had two new openings, new buildings, but we seem to get a really good reception, and everyone, the days leading up to it, everyone's in here helping and doing all the shit jobs really, like stacking board games and moving chairs around and putting felt on chair ends.
Which have all fallen off.
Yep.
There's one next to your foot there.
Oh yeah. But that's memorable.
Yeah. How about you, Joe?
My one will be similar reason for Dave's, but my one's the when we close a cave. So each time I've been the last man out of the prior caves, and I get those feelings, or I'm really, really proud because the reason I'm closing the door on a place is because we've moved into a new place. So I get that feeling where like the only reason we're leaving you is because we're going somewhere better. So I remember the first one, and that one was really like, I remember because I fucking painted the wall.
That's right,
but like at the same time, it was kind of cool because we saw what it was before we turned it into the amazingness that it became, and then we saw it go back to what it was. So it's kind of really, it's like full circle. So I had that with the first one, and then I had it again with the second one after we did our big clean, and then we had to leave. It's kind of a little bit sad, but I know why we're leaving, and it's for a really good opportunity. Yeah. And when I come into the new place, I see all the people, so it's validating knowing we're leaving to go to a better thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I can tell you my most memorable cave moment, and I think it was
just before when you didn't push start.
Yeah, that's a very.
Hey-o.
My most memorable moment, I personally think, was it's probably a cave in. You guys, obviously, for people who don't know what the cave in was,
genius name by Toe.
Yeah. And I thought it was such a great idea.
Should have done it.
It was. It starts at midnight, finishes at midday.
Yeah. It's a lock-in. Like a lot of people know what a lock-in is. I think it's our style lock-in. So
movies up. Like,
I mean, no movies ever.
No movies. We don't do movies at all.
Nobody ever
Never
plays
have.
movies.
Never have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like just PCs, games, like people just, and like it's just like it's just like massive bonding, and you get to know some people a lot better than before. And I remember one night we music, incest.
Well, what?
What?
That's my most memorable. Now we got.
Basically, hey,
Do you know incest?
I think I might have pronounced it wrong.
That's right.
Did you mean wincest?
No, I mean by I-N.
In sync?
In sync.
What?
In sync, the band. In sync.
Australian band, yeah.
No.
In excess.
Oh, in
Yes,
excess.
that's-
Oh,
In sync.
Alright, let's just we'll just rewind.
Rewind.
You know,
We know
in
in excess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so that was playing. It was like,
so guys, do you know some incest?
I think the federal police will be here any second.
Okay.
Yeah,
so in excess.
Yeah, in excess. So, song Don't Ask Me, I don't know how it goes.
Never tear us apart.
Never Tear Us Apart was playing. We were playing AOM. We were just screwing around, like doing the most like bullshit of things, just trolling everything, and we just started singing the song word for word, like out loud, massively loud, and it was just honestly, it was just like the greatest moment I ever had. And like, there's a lot of, like, mind you, there's a lot of cave moments. Obviously, being charged with goat possession.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
What?
Oh,
He had a card that. But first of all, okay, it's the Grenzo deck,
Alright.
and we had the trading post, and you could make goats.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how
It
we got
was
there, but
so
the joke
tight.
started turning into like you've been charged with goat possession, and then you
yeah.
smack a goat down. Yeah, and then I gave that deck to him for his birthday, and then I told him that he had officially been charged with goat possession because he had the deck with the goats. And,
yeah, I still have that deck to this day, and like, even through like all the thick of thin, like being jobless for so long, I still had it. I would like absolutely refuse to. Like, I remember it was going through selling all my cards, and I was just like, I do not want to sell this deck, because it's just too many memories to it,
Good.
That's
I would have kicked your ass. That is one of my favorite decks of Dave's.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, those were pretty awesome moments, and I think you created a lot more moments for a lot of people that will be stuck with them for the rest of their life. Hopefully for the better.
Yeah.
Like incest.
That's definitely stuck with it.
Thought we were going to cycle back and be like, that song was playing, that incest song, and we had some incest.
Don't ask me.
That's it.
Alright, you were saying?
I think one of the other most memorable moments I've got is definitely when old mate fell down the stairs. Remember that?
Oh man,
So it's like a 2-story flight of stairs with a landing in the middle. We hear it. Then nothing. We're like, what the fuck was that? And we're like, go out. Like, stick our head around. No, we didn't. Then we hear like someone stand and then. And we go out and he'd fallen down, landed on the landing, got up, and then re-fallen down the
fell
other
down
stairs.
the other stairs.
Oh, he was so out of it.
Remember the time the lady took a shit?
In the first cave?
First game.
elevator.
And, well, not a lady, but someone took a literal dump.
A human feces.
Tokyo
And there used to be
figures.
this massage, medicine, like a Chinese medicine place that was
Above us.
upstairs above us. And the lady who was downstairs, she didn't speak much English at all except for fat boy or whatever she said to me.
Oh, that's right,
A bunch of
yeah.
times. Do you remember that? No, she didn't speak much English, but she would always stand in our doorway, and we would always be telling her, could you just move to the inside so that people can get through. Anyway,
Don't
Toe
shut
came
your
up,
eyes.
and he's like, there's a shit downstairs, and we were like, let's just leave it because she'll clean it up.
And
she did, because she was always standing around there. But someone came and took a human dump.
Human faces.
In the hallway.
In the hallway.
In the foyer, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a fight.
With a human fessus.
I thought they said they went. I thought Shidi was doing a bit of a pretty wild bet. You know, I don't know. I was trying to put a reference off. Ted, the movie.
Ted the movie, yeah.
Yeah. You know how like the couple just walks in randomly and like there's old prostitutes there and he's just like, oh yeah, such and such. We went pretty wild with Truth or Dare and she decided to take a shit on the floor. It's just like
That's it.
Yeah.
Four shits.
For shits and
Flits.
giggles.
Flits.
Yeah, flits.
Flits everywhere.
Flits and giggles. And last but not least, where do you guys see the cave heading in the next 10 years? And what milestones would you like to hit?
I got this. 5 floors, Leslie.
Yeah.
Entire city block. 7,000 computers. 5,800 tables.
All on top of a movie cinema.
Oh yeah.
No, Leslie, not a movie theater. All on top of an empty warehouse with VR equipment and modular design.
See?
That's where.
But did you guys see?
I saw it.
Oh,
I set
yeah.
it up. I was like, no, that's my idea.
Yeah.
But it was gonna happen. It's an obvious one.
It was ridiculous. So good.
I would hope that in 10 years' time, we would just be
A bigger version of this.
a better version of this, or maybe multiple of this.
That's
right?
what I expect. If we're talking about real
real life.
2 or 3 versions.
Real talk?
Of this. Real RT, man.
Hashtag RT.
2 or 3 versions of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, different states.
Yeah.
And we all have a store each that we look after.
That's nice.
And I have a head office, and I work in it with all these guys as the CEO.
Living the meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We have employees and we have a business that makes us money.
The scratch for some tuna cans.
Yes,
Yeah.
tuna cans. I don't even like tuna. I just eat the can. Yeah, that's where I see.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of my things that I see in the next 100 years, cave next gen boys.
The cave, the next generation.
The next generation is gonna be like a full anime opening. You know, like you have like either sons or daughters of like relative. It's just like the next.
No.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice.
I see several versions of this. I mean, we're at this point like a disease. We've been around for 4 years and it doesn't seem like we're going away. And every time we almost die, we come back a bit stronger. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be
AIDS.
And we'll be AIDS. Cave AIDS. Caves.
Barcades.
Barcades!
Full circle.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Les 101 podcast, Cave Edition.
Let's talk again sometime.
Let's talk again
I just made his
sometime.
outro.
Let's be honest.
Different sections of your show there.
Oh wait,
Let's get started.
Let's do it again.
Sometime, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's nice seeing you.
See you, Les.
See you. Bye.